Hey guys, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports. In today's video, I want to talk about Aaron Hansford, linebacker out of Texas A&M. Hey guys, listen, before I get into the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to videos. You can follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. We want to talk about Aaron Hansford, free agent linebacker that was signed by the Dallas Cowboys from the University of Texas A&M. And I want to give a little background on him. There's some interesting things about him. I think he's a situational linebacker. I'll give a prediction at the end of this video on where I think he fits into the Cowboys' grand scheme of things, his strengths, his weaknesses, and obviously his opportunities to improve. Let's get into the film. Before we get started with the film, I do want to just give his measurables. He's 6'2", 240 pounds, ran a 4.6 coming out of Texas A&M. What you do recognize, and a few things that you will see about him, is that, hey, he has decent range. He's a guy that, is more so of a situational guy, and played a situational role for Texas A&M. He had 45 solo tackles, 44 assisted tackles, combining for 89 tackles on the year out of Texas A&M. And as we look at the film and we look at A&M versus Kent State ran a lot of four wide receiver sets, or spread, if you will. So if you follow this and you follow my mouse, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers, and you see a single linebacker. Some people, old school, would call this a 4-1-6, or if you're just in modern terms, you're calling this defense a dime package. You have a dime package because it's suitable to play effectively against four wide receiver sets, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 DBs or cornerbacks, and you have 2 high safeties here. You have a middle linebacker. The strength of this defense, guys, for educational purposes, is that it is a good defense to guard against wide receivers in a passing situation when you have 4 wide receivers. The weaknesses of the defense is that it should be pretty easy to effectively run the ball versus this defense if you have a suitable offensive line. Fortunately for Texas A&M, they're playing Kent State, and these guys are not dominant at the point of attack. So even though this is a spread formation, these guys are going to struggle running the football versus A&M. The reason why I'm showing this formation is to clearly point out that our guy, Aaron, he is not in the game. So he's not in the game in the dime package. He comes into the game when they get into their base or their under package. All right, so I'll let the film roll and you'll see this play again. These guys get dominated at the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't matter that it's only one linebacker. I mean, they are kicking these guys' butt because they're just, he's number 92 throwing them off and just choke slamming a running back and hitting the quarterback. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, this is funny. So you'll see the same concept again. This is trips, and notice our guy Aaron, he's not in the game. So I want to point that out, and that's why I'm telling you that he's a situational type linebacker, right? And more so meant for running purposes only. You see Cooper, number 45. He's in the game in the situation, and they're doing a handoff. They don't have a chance just because Texas A&M, they have superior athletes, all right? So we're coming up on some plays where you will actually see him inserted and come into the game, but I want to show you these plays first to show range of other players and also just explain kind of the defense and the concepts and kind of how you can clearly see A&M being dominant versus Kent State with some of their blitz packages and just really physically one-on-one, especially number 3 right here, just totally destroying these guys and getting off of blocks and just giving and creating, if I will, chaos. Right, and so you got number 6, right here. He just totally obliterates the guy, and he gets off, and he makes the particular tackle. All right, so now Here's our guy, Aaron. He's in the game. So they're using him as a looping blitzer. And on this play, this is the things that I like to see improved by him. I want to see him be more physical at the point of attack. Don't hesitate. Don't jump and give up your chest. So we'll pause. I'll run that back again so you guys can see it. I don't want him jumping, right? And we went back a little bit too far, but you'll see it again on this play. So on this particular play, you have a stunt, you have the defensive end here, you have Aaron running around here, and he meets a running back, right? And this guy's not an SEC running back. This guy is a Kent State running back. So this guy, I want you to punish this guy. I want you to run over this guy, and I want you to get a lick or a push or a tag on this quarterback. He does not, he stutter steps, avoids contact. So I like to see him a little bit more physical at the point and a little bit more decisive, all right? So I'll let it run, let you guys decide for yourself. So right here, okay, he's trying to run around the guy. He doesn't beat him with speed. If you don't beat him with speed as a linebacker, what you have to do is you have to run downhill, and you got to beat that running back with force. You got to punish running backs, okay? Any type of one-on-one running situations with them, they can't block you. So you'll see it again coming up on the different angle, all right? And so this is the tighter angle. You see him running, work with speed, all right? And so, hey, no pressure there. Wasted looping stunt, in my personal opinion. Next play. And now we have just simply a fake lead and a quarterback draw. We got a fake lead and a quarterback draw, and he's putting in work, right? So good run by the quarterback, all right? So he gets all the way down, okay? Now, let's look at this, all right? So now we're running, we got a 4 and we got a 2. Look at the action, right? We got a puller here coming for number 10. We got fake action going to the left, all right, with the offensive line stepping here. Let's look at these two guys and see what they do. Let's look at them in this particular play. All right, so this is the thing that I don't like about him, and we'll see this on consecutive plays. Actually, within 3 plays, we'll see this with Aaron. Aaron steps up, and he gets caught in the wash, okay, because he's stepping down into nothingness, because there's not a handoff here, okay? There's not a handoff here, right? So keep your distance, read your keys, okay, and identify the ball. He needs to stay here because he needs to read 2 steps in here, not running up in here. 2 steps in here, not running up in here. And then he'll clearly see the draw action that's going to come here, and he would have a chance to get on his tackle. But let's see what happens. All right, so now he steps in, he goes out, he's confused. We want to see play awareness. And these are the things that he has to be aware of. Because if he took 2 shuffle steps here, he steps in and he bails. There was no reason for him to bail, right? You got sucked in by a fake, slide out. Don't completely bail. He totally evacuates this space, leaving a huge seam for this quarterback to get loose. Now he's in trail position. Again, he's avoiding getting hit by a big offensive lineman. Right, I don't like that. Dip the shoulder and run through and sprint because you already got faked out. That was your responsibility. So this quarterback is out the gate. We'll look at a few more guys, and then we'll go ahead and end this session. So let's take a look here. Another looping situation to where he's too wide on that situation. All right, he's too wide. Right, they run a stunt again. All right. So they're running a slant and loop. So really, you can call this kind of really kind of an EL, right? You got a slanting defensive end and a looping linebacker or wheel linebacker, and he's around here. Okay, so here he doesn't need to be wide. He doesn't need to be as wide. He needs to really get tight. And how this is run effectively, and these are nuances and things that the Cowboys are going to have to teach him, is that he's a little bit too wide off of the slanter. You want to be tight off the slanting defensive end so you can be right here to make the tackle or either get the boot, right? You want to be tight. He's a little bit too wide, so he gets lost in the mix right here. He gets lost in the sauce and again gets blocked by the running back. Whereas on the next play, you'll see him learn from that mistake and he'll be tighter. So that's the good thing, that he does learn from the mistake. But let's run it. Here he is. All right. So he's so wide, he can't make a play on the handoff. all right? So we want him a little bit tighter, right? Doesn't matter because you got the slanter in, and he makes the defensive end, he makes the play, all right? So let's look at this. Let's look at it again. So now here it is. So this is good, okay? This part is good. He learns from this. He's tighter now. Now he's tighter. You just Sam, right? He shuffles down. He identifies. He makes a play. So that's a good job by him. All right, that's a really good job by him. So let's take another look at this. So now he's here, and I like the footwork, right? I like the footwork, and he makes the play. So when you look at him, you do see a guy that has some athletic ability. You do see a guy that, potentially can, with some education and some more game experience. I think that really he needs more reps. I'll get into kind of my prediction here in a second about him, but let's look at him here. Here he is again. He gets lost in the shuffle, and I don't like that. I can't stand that, right? So let's look at it again, okay? And we'll look at it from the closer angle, right? I want play identification. I want certainty. So he shuffles up, and let's look at it. And I'll pause it. He shuffles up. He's uncertain. He's uncertain. He's not making declarative steps. He's shuffling up. He's kind of getting lost in the sauce. He's not sure where the ball is, right? And so again, now he's here. Look, he's running into the back of his lineman that's getting double teamed. He needs to be clear of this and have the chance to identify the quarterback and make a play and not get lost in his sauce, all right? So, he's not in that play. He gets kind of lost in the wash a little bit. So better play identification, better techniques. And I think that, and I'll pause it right here and stop, guys. But, at the end of the day, I think that for him, he's going to really need some teaching and coaching. I think that he is a good athlete. I think that he can potentially have some upside. But how I see and predict him is that he's going to be a camp body, and he's going to be a guy that's going to have to really fight hard to make this team. Anything is possible with great improvement. I see him as probably a practice squad guy with a strong camp. But in terms of instant contribution, I think the gap is a little bit too far for him to come in and be able to do certain things that he might need to do responsibility-wise. But I say that understanding that Dan Quinn is phenomenal. He can coach him up. He is a good athlete. But those are a couple of things I see that he's going to have to make tremendous improvement on if he's going to be one of those guys. I think that, hey, he has all the potential in the world in terms of physically. He can do whatever you need him to do. But in terms of being an inside type linebacker, run support type guy. However, he's going to need to improve in the areas that I mentioned. Let me know what you think about the video below. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And until next time, see you.